Yo, what's going on YouTube? Kyle here checking in with another video. Hey, today we got Playback on the channel, this agent and Lowell's channel. They had together Dr. UMAR Cook's Modern Day Black Men. Let's go on and get into it.
I'm a hardworking man, but I'm only looked at as resources.
Okay.
And then she's ready to jump on Tom, Dick, and Harry because he got flash. He's shining a little bit more. His access to money is quicker than mine. It's kind of hard to have that.
Well, no, one, I agree with you, but that's not all sisters.
No, it's not.
And if you're constantly running into that type of woman,
yeah,
then the problem is you, because you're attracting a certain low vibrational energy. Why is
why
that?
not have that same energy for women? You just again, you held the
Because
man
we having a
responsible.
conversation as men.
Yeah.
I got plenty of interviews with all women where I check them too.
Right.
But as a man, you should not be concerned about what I say to them. No, as men, we should be concerned of what we're going to do to produce a better generation of black males for tomorrow.
Is he spitting?
He's spitting.
Yo, is this nigga spitting right now?
He's spitting.
Bro, he
sure.
is spitting.
Nigga is spitting, bro.
Dog.
Niggas really getting at these niggas, bro.
What though? That's
go
a
ahead.
that is such
Talk
a
to these
great
niggas.
take.
Talk to them.
I'm not gonna lie, the problems most people have in dating, I don't have it. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't attract that. Like, I just don't attract it. But like, it's
Because you don't be in the spaces where these people
yeah,
be
it's
at.
not that it never happens, but it's just
You're just not in the spaces.
correct. Yeah, I'm
So
like,
you don't run into these fugazis, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it might not work out, but I don't engage in a lot of the toxic shit I be saying. Like, that's not me, bro, and that's not what my experience is at all. So I always find it crazy when that's all I hear about on Twitter and stuff like that.
Because you would act as if like that's all the. That's,
But you know why that is? Like Lowell said, you're not in those type of spaces. Like, we don't even know who you dating, kind of thing, which is a good thing. You shouldn't. People shouldn't know what you got going on. But it's like, bro, you could be clean to OT. Like, niggas don't know what's going on with you, brother. Like, we don't know what's going on. Like, we don't know your situation in no way, shape, or form. It's because you don't publicize, you don't put it out there. You could be in a whole relationship. You could have been in a relationship for the last 5 years. We don't know because we don't know your situation. We don't know nothing you got going on. You don't even speak on these type of topics. You feel me? That's what I think, man.
And no brag, but like there are artificial reasons why somebody would want to want me. So I should be dealing with it more. I feel like I'm just not.
this was even crazier. What he said is the same logic that they tell to women all the time. If the only type of men that y'all keep bumping into are bum niggas, that really speaks about who you are as a woman and the places that you be in. Because the good men, they exist. Good women also exist. So if you all keep running into the same type of woman, then that's on you. That really tells me about who you are
Like,
as a man.
How could you have the same experience so many times?
So many times.
Bro, you had the same problem.
I had to talk to these niggas too. I talked to these niggas personally. No, I did. You think I'm joking?
Wait, you mean to the
I went to the stream.
podcast?
Yeah, I went to the
What
stream
the
and I
fuck?
talked to them.
What you mean, like in the Discord or in
No,
the chat?
there's a video on here.
It's
of
in
me.
this video?
No, not in this video. Well, it might be on.
Bro, when you don't know people's situations, like, bro, y'all, I wouldn't dare take advice from guys like these in no way, shape, or form. Why? Because like I just said, bro, if you don't even know their situations, like you ain't never see them with a girl, well, you seen an agent with a girl, but you don't know like what's going on. Like, he don't never speak about his private relationship publicly. Like, you don't know what they got going on. It's like, bro, you can't even, like, what? How can I even take advice from somebody that we don't even know that got a girlfriend or ever had a girlfriend? You feel me? Now, Lowell, come on, bro. You might got him, but I don't know. You remind me too much of a goofy. I get every side though.
Me and Omar and I went there.
I didn't even know.
Omar and I went there. We talked to him. He was like, we was dead at time. Like, nah, Omar was kind of spitting on y'all.
He did. That's what he said is factual, bro. And the only
facts.
people that disputed are people that have continuous negative. But some people like that shit, bro. Just be honest with yourself. Some people like the toxic shit. It's more fun to you. I just would rather have this.
You keep it to me. You know why they?
Hey, I know a lot of people like that in relationships. that love the toxic relationships. That they love it. Like they get a kick out of it. Like the drama. They love the drama. They love being embedded in it. They love being like it thrive. They thrive off of it. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna do none of that. I disappear quick. I disappear quick. You'll be talking to yourself. You'll be on the block list. You'll be talking to yourself. You'll be making motherfucking email addresses and I'm not playing, man. You'll be talking to your motherfucking self. But just in general, like, I ain't doing what these people doing, bro. I ain't arguing with you. I ain't going back and forth. It's enough fish in the sea. It's enough fish in the sea instead of you being hooked on one person and being in a toxic relationship, a toxic environment. Like,
Niggas like it.
Why?
Because what I'm starting to realize, a lot of you niggas who start making money, you low-key, high-key, cornball ass niggas. And what happens is you got money now, and you fucking with women with low vibrations because you know those are the ones that are easy to scoop up. They enamored with your money. But if you actually messing with real women who actually want to build with you,
who's doing that? Who would rather? I mean, you got people like that, but just in general, I think if a man comes into money, i.e. a good job, a better, paying role, you get a degree or certification that puts you in a role to make more money, you ain't just gonna sit around and deal with somebody that's not on that same level. That's not even trying to be on that same level. That's not even trying to be on that same level. Like if you were talking to a woman and she's looking at your success and she's not inspired to say, damn, you know what? He can do it. Let me see what I can do. Then you dealing with the wrong woman. Like you talking to the wrong person. You need to really just shy away and back up. Because it's no benefits to being around a woman like that. And even with a man, like, bro, I say this all the time. If you got a girl that's in college and you not trying to better yourself, you see she's about to graduate or she going to school, and it's not inspiring to you to change your life, to figure out what your game plan is, because she will end up leaving you. Cool, y'all locked in with each other at that moment, but eventually she's going to gradually grow, mature, and say, hey, I'm working my butt off to get to the level I am. I'm watching this man not even doing half the shit I'm doing. What benefit am I doing staying with him? When there's guys that's on my level or past me that I can get inspired by and continue to keep growing. You feel me? Like, it goes for both sides, bro. You find somebody that's willing to lock in and help you and benefit and help you mature and help you, like, grow and reach high levels. You gotta lock in with them. I don't know no people that's man or woman. I don't know no man or woman that's saying, hey, they got potential. I'm gonna stay down with them for 5 years because of their potential. I could potentially see them evolving into somebody that I can, like, see a future with. Like, no. Especially if we was both at the bottom, and you see me at the bottom. If you see me growing and leveling up, and you ain't trying to level up, or you ain't trying to figure out a game plan to help you level up, it's not the type of woman or man that's for you.
You gotta do more than just like flash your money type shit.
Yeah, but what what they're talking about in this specific clip is, oh, but what if she just finds somebody with more status or more money? So
why would you want to fuck with them? That's what I'm saying.
If she leaves you over that, you have been blessed.
You've been
nigga.
blessed.
That's
wow,
she wasn't for you,
not
bro.
real.
Like you've avoided.
Why would you even? Why are you complaining about that, nigga?
Because that's a horrible thing to find out 5 years in, or 10 years in, or after you have kids. That's a brutal thing to find out. Is that she's willing to leave if another nigga
Niggas
got more
complaining
status.
about like what happens if I buy a car and when I want to test drive, the tires flat. Okay, I guess. Like I don't know, nigga. I guess don't buy the car. I don't know what to tell you.
Also, like even
What
if
the
it's
fuck?
even if it's not your fault, you should take responsibility.
You see how I did that? You see how when, you know, because the manosphere they be using women in car analogies all the time. You see what I did there? You see how I did that right there?
You know, obviously, you know, a big thing. Obviously, we spoke about the gender wars, you know, earlier. Obviously, there's a lot of conversation nowadays about, you know, the value of what a woman brings and the value of what a man brings in a relationship. And now there's a lot more rhetoric from our women that we hear is, I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, right?
That's pain speaking, though.
Right.
Because most black women know they will never get a man. A black woman can have sex whenever she wants.
Right.
Because she's beautiful. She can have a bed mate, but to have a soul mate, she may never get. I have 2 daughters, 11 and 20, right? My oldest would be 21 this week. Statistically, right? There's a strong chance my daughter could be one of those. I hope she's not. She could be one of those who never get a husband because only 1 out of 4 gets a husband. You see that? So when a black woman says, I don't need
I don't know
a
if that's true or not.
That's
but
insane.
if that is true, that's crazy. I don't think that's true.
That's
though.
insane.
Say that only 20. I don't think only 25% of black women get married. I think it's higher than that. But I guess I could be wrong though.
man. That is a reaction to the reality that I may not get a man.
So why not preach? Because I understood, you know, you're obviously against interracial relations when it comes to black
Absolutely.
men with black women. I mean, with white women.
With all women, you should only be with the black woman.
And you will say, well, if you can't find a good woman in America, there's
somewhere
plenty
else.
in Africa.
Absolutely.
So why not teach that same rhetoric to our women? Like, if you,
I do.
If you feel
I
like
tell sisters all the time, go to Africa.
So
I know
then-
sisters who marry. I just what it says. She invited me to the wedding. She just married a brother from the continent.
but instead of saying they will never
I'll
get
take
married,
the sisters to Africa who married brothers they met
Right.
in Africa.
right?
So yeah,
I think that's
Hey, sorry, this might sound a little crazy. If you ain't African American, I don't want to marry you. Just based upon the politics around it, the differences. Like I said in a video that I made a while ago, the way Africans look at African Americans, blacks, they look at us a certain way, and I see the politics that go in from African Americans that look at Africans from the homeland a certain way. You gotta find somebody. You have to find somebody that's understanding to what you went through in life. Like interracial dating, it's kind of hard to do that because when you have certain politics that come up in your relationship, far as the background, it's hard for that person, the other person of the other race, to see it from your perspective because they never been in your skin complexion. You feel me? Like it's kind of hard for them to be like, oh, why is that so upsetting to you? Because they never been in your shoes, so it's kind of hard for them to see it from your perspective because they never been in your shoes. It's like, oh, why? Like a person can be boohoo crying, breaking down crying, but you won't understand you. But like, I see that's my partner or my spouse that's hurt, but I really don't get it. But in them, they're devastated, they're crushed, they're like, oh man, I can't believe it. You have to find somebody that understands what you're going through, bro.
I think there's obviously plenty of black men
Yes,
and
it
black
is.
women.
And what I
instead of
also
saying that
tell
they'll
black
never
women,
get
if you're going to
married-
go get you an African man from the continent,
Right.
you're going to have to understand that the way in which you talk to black men in America will not be tolerated over there.
Why the
It
fuck
is
is
a
it tolerated?
It's not
here?
tolerated here. That's what we're trying to tell them.
Well,
Yes, it is, man. It is, bro.
It's Tyler.
It is entirely different over there.
Entirely different.
There's rules to socializing over there that we don't appreciate here. If you're older than me, even by a year, and I talk disrespectfully to you, you will get the shit smacked out of you.
Yep.
So I should start smacking the shit out of this.
Yeah, if I disrespect
Because
you.
I'm older than you.
But I just don't
You've
respect
been
that
best-
rule.
you've been-
of
nah, but I know, but I'm starting to respect it.
But like, there's a
Yeah.
lot of rules we don't follow. You can't just pick and choose which traditional rules you want to follow, nigga.
I'm picking and choosing.
I guarantee both men and women do not want to play by those rules, which is why when y'all had the opportunity to deviate, that's what happened. This is what everyone chose, by the way.
Yes.
Everyone chose their own independence. Let's stop
For
pretending
sure,
like
yeah, that is
it
true.
got here by accident. Everybody chose. Women wanted to be able to do it themselves, and so did men. And like all of this friction happened because of decisions that everybody made collectively. It's just a trend because we collectively made those decisions.
Over here, I want to say this to us though, because we try to act like the way sisters treat us doesn't have a history that we are not at least partly responsible for. Let's be honest. The black woman has had to hold down the black house by herself, although imperfectly. She's had to do it by herself since the mass incarceration of black males began in the 1970s. You understand me? Most of our children are raised by a single mother right now, and it has been that way for about 50 years.
Okay, when it says single parent homes, technically speaking, if they're not married, it would be.
So they could be together
Yeah.
still, but
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
still insane though.
That is crazy.
You know how crazy this is to me? Because until I was 16, I didn't even realize like divorce was a big deal because everyone in the city I lived in was first generation immigrants. So the kids, we were all born in Canada, but all of their parents moved from Sri Lanka and India and China and
For sure.
Ethiopia and Somalia. So like it's the opposite. I actually didn't have any friends growing up that their parents weren't married.
Yeah.
I had zero. Everyone in my school. Dead ass.
clear.
So it is just like big cultural difference, and it's like that back home too. Like it's uncommon for people to not be married, like at the age of like 23, 24, 25.
But here, I mean.
But again, I think people want this though. Like you gotta think though. Like people, you want to be a doctor. That takes significant effort. You're not gonna graduate till you're like what 26, 27, 28, and then even then you're working long hours. It's gonna be difficult for you, especially if you're a woman. Now you want kids. How are you gonna balance the two? Like a lot of people in first world countries choose their own passions and their own career over a family, and that's okay. That's a decision that you make because you don't have to have kids. If everyone in the economy decided not to, it would fucking crumble. But like you don't have to though. And when people don't have to, they choose to prioritize other things, and that's kind of what this looks like. Is people just prioritizing things that aren't family,
Yeah,
which is backwards because when you ask niggas what's important to them, what's most important to them, what they say?
Family.
Cap. Because there's cultures where family is the most important thing to them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's so crazy to me.
I don't need a man because she couldn't find one strong enough to hold her down. Or when you meet a woman and you say, sister, I'm strong enough to be your man. You ain't got to work or you ain't got to pay the bills or whatever. Pull back. I got you. And she can't do it because all the other men before you who disappointed her. So what I'm saying is, black men, we got to be patient with our women because we created that personality. We created that. And then we want to act like we didn't play a role.
We have to be
in the
held
strong-
accountable for their poor selection.
No, you have to be held accountable. No, you have to be held accountable because they have a poor selection.
What? I guess you could. If that's my wife, maybe because I picked her. But all my life, I'm not responsible for.
Yeah,
Are
that
you
just
insane?
that,
I
that
think
just
you-
sound that just sounded goofy. Like that just
means
sounded
collectively, but on an individual level, this makes no sense.
No, he's talking about collectively. That's what he's
Yeah, but then he's like pointing at them like they're the collective.
No. Well, in the thing, he clarifies numerous times. Like, I'm not necessarily talking
Man,
about
he's
y'all.
talking about
Yeah.
man.
What
do you think about that?
I guess my theory behind it all is that I understand what he's attempting to say. I truly do. I understand what he's attempting to say.
Crash course on self
And
accountability.
I'm gonna keep it, and I'm gonna keep it a being with you all just from my perspective.
you cannot take responsibility in no way, shape, or form from a selection of what somebody went through. Hey, a girl meet a guy at 16, she get her heart broken at 14. You shouldn't be held responsible from the guy who broke her heart at 13, 14. He wasn't in their life. So a lot, what people start doing is people start holding on these grudges. Oh, this guy broke my heart. Oh, this guy broke my heart. Oh, this guy broke my heart. Oh, this guy. Then when it come down to you, and she meet you at some time in her life, now she holding on to all this baggage from situations that you had nothing to be a part of. So he's saying that, oh, well, you gotta take on that bag. No. We're gonna chop all that down. You gonna give me a fresh, clean slate. And whatever I do is what I do. Whatever you dislike about me is what you like is what you find about me and you dislike about me. You're not gonna say, "Oh, I got all his bags and I got top all his bags down from guys I don't even know, guys I never knew, guys I don't even think about, but show me you hold you up to this high regard and nah." Mm-mm.
I think that there is a generation of black people that failed miserably. I'm just keep it being with y'all. Because there's just no way during civil rights era and before, black people were still able to be in families. They had strong bonds more back then, and then even now, the numbers are trending in a more positive direction in many regards. But there is like this gap of like degeneracy from black people that just doesn't make any sense to me. It's not comprehensible. And to be completely transparent, I know some of them. I have some of them in my family and stuff like that. And I just see it. I'm like, how is that possible? Like, how did that happen? How are you like this subsection is this fucked? I just
This nigga had his fucking me up, bro. Like, bend the brim, like, bend the junk, like, bro, your junk. That's what I'm saying, like, bro, you cannot take advice from a nigga like him, bro. Look at how the nigga dress, bro. Who dating this, bro? Let me not be naive.
don't get it. Now, I disagree where it's like I have to bear responsibility for what the people before me did, but I understand where he's coming from, where if there's a generation of people who are grown, who are growing up, and that's all they know. And of course, it's going to be more difficult for like certain women to like, you know, to give a pause of like, I don't know about da because this is all I know. This is all I've been seeing my entire life. So I do understand that concept. And for people out there who want to know, yes, Dr. Umar also speaks his way to black women as well, where he says black women need to be more patient with black men as well. Y'all, I know a bunch of y'all niggas gonna be like, oh, but what about women? What about women? Shut the fuck up, nigga. Grown men are talking right now, bro. But I understand where he's coming from, but in my humble opinion, I think it's just there is this generation of black people that really fucked up. And I'm not saying it's all their fault. There were systematic implications that happened that aided that process, but I think that process, that group of that generation of black people, I think they have a lot of say-so on what's happening now. And those are, to an extent, also the generation of black people who are speaking out much more often, and they're passing down rhetoric from one generation to the next. And so now you hear a bunch of 20 to 30-some-year-olds speak about black women in a certain way, and I'm like, nigga, like, I don't know where you been. I don't get what you're talking about, bro. I just don't get it.
And why is she going to end up with a poor mate? Because we as black men are not raising black boys to be the men that our women need. We are not. They out there killing themselves right now. What we doing about it? Unemployed black males, what we doing about it? Pants sagging, weed smoking, what we doing about it? Black men are not raising black boys to be the men our community needs. That is 100% our fault. What I'm saying is she got a right to be angry with.
No. That's cap. That's insane. Again, like I just said before, that woman laid down with that man to make that child. That ain't my responsibility. She chose poorly, and it might be teenage years, it might be the 20s, it might be the 30s, it might be the 40s. She chose to lay down with whoever she chose to lay down with, not step up to the plate of making a better decision of who she's laying down with. So now the child that they have, that's our job to say, hey, you need to, whoever the dad is, because you know, a lot of these relationships don't work out. Poor choices don't work out. So now I have to sit up here and be understanding of, hey, you made a poor choice. Now, your child, your son, we have to prep him up to become understanding to society, a good civilian. No, that's not our job. It's not a teacher's job. It's not a police's job. It's not a random person that's walking by. It's not their job. If they do it, cool. But it starts in the house. Mom, you supposed to step up to that plate. Dad, you supposed to step up to that plate. And make it to where your children are productive in society. It's the parents' job, not nobody else's. So parents, mom, dad, if you chose to deal with each other, y'all lock in and deal with each other. Not know, okay, you have one child. That didn't work out. Now you turn around and have another one. You ain't even paying attention to where your children at. Your children running the streets doing whatever. You ain't even paying attention. You don't know who their friends are. You got them playing these Xboxes, these PlayStations, and these parties, talking to whoever. You don't know what they doing. After school, you don't know where they going. Come on, bro. It's not no. Come on, stop playing, bro. Stop playing.
With us. She got a right to be angry with us.
I understand
we have
that.
not been on our job as black men. If the men are the providers, what have we been providing for our community? I'm not speaking you individually.
Yes.
Because you may be a damn good father. You may
Yes.
be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father. But guess what? What are we doing for the community? What are we doing for the children who don't have a father? You don't think the black woman...
And that's it. That's what I just said. That goes back to what I just said. That's not. It's our responsibility, of course, because they're children. Cool. But, bruh, whatever happened... Well, I'm not going to say it like that because I don't want to sound... I was about to sound crazy. I'm not going to. But my dad died when I was 10. I don't carry that chip on my shoulder and be like, oh, my dad died when I was 10. I used to be angry. I used to be, I don't want to say manipulative, but I used to be manipulative, like, to women. Oh, my dad died when I was 10. That's the reason why I'm cheating. Oh, my dad died. That's the reason why I'm doing this. No. It's accountability. Hey, my dad died. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. So whatever happened in your life, you can't just carry that energy around and be like, oh, this happened to me, so now I'm gonna carry around to be a bad person. No, you're a bad person. And you gotta grow up. My dad died when I was 10. I still graduated high school on time, 17. Went to college. I walked across stage with face tattoos. Went to college. Like, it's no excuse. My children love me to death. Amazing dad. I do whatever. Like, it's no excuse. That's what I'm trying to say. It's no excuse, bro.
woman got a right to be angry when she's been raising 2/3 of the kids by herself for 50 years? And the minute she raised her voice, we say she not humble enough? She had to become masculine to survive the rape, the molestation, the domestic abuse. Are you telling me you can't see how we created that?
I understand that, but she needs to be more
If we was loving
selective.
our women and taking care of our women, do you think she would be like that? That personality has a history.
If she's picking Pookie and Ray Ray instead of
You're making her a scapegoat.
No, she's picking a scapegoat.
No.
There's good
Can I ask you a
quality men
question?
that they ignore.
Why she even got it? Why is there even a Pookie in the selection?
You gotta ask her.
No. I'm gonna tell you why there's a Pookie.
He's cooking. He said, "Let me ask you this: why that motherfucker even there, huh?"
You know the problem?
Riddle me that, nigga.
Okay, but you know the thing, it goes both ways though. Women,
That's the point he don't understand.
women pick the degenerates and men pick the degenerates.
Yes, that
Both of them
yes.
pick each other.
And that's the point that this is the reason why I want to do the video.
What I'm
What
saying.
y'all niggas don't understand, y'all pick each other, bro.
Which is why I say that's what people's experience has been is not mine, because I
It's
just
a
I
representation
don't
of
get
who they
picked
are.
by those. And
Which-
then
you know what's even crazier? The fucking degenerate women don't even really they try to, but they don't really even fuck with niggas on their shit.
they don't.
Cause they know for a fact they not gonna. They know.
But that's the cheat code, at least for me.
But that's
Yeah.
But when niggas say this, y'all telling on yourselves, bro. Bro, degenerate women don't really fuck with niggas on their real purpose, because they know for a fact they don't level up. They don't measure up to what is expected of them anyway.
He's right in like a self accountability way, but it obviously applies in the inverse.
Yes.
But like it's just funny when you're being addressed as such. Obviously you don't want to take it personally because he's talking collectively. But like he's right though. Like if
you niggas too many Pookies and Ray Rays around here, y'all the problem. Nigga will be. I understand when I'll be heated like nigga, shut up. But yes, what he's spitting, what he's saying is a fact, bro.
The solution to this is to create a culture of happiness, family, hard work, and success. In all reality, that's it. You need more people to do all of those things, to care about family, to be successful, to be all those things. And when that becomes the thing you celebrate in your culture, you start to see it more. Because people want to be celebrated. But if the thing you're celebrating is degeneracy, you're going to see more of that.
But that's my point, though. My point is what was celebrated when we were coming up wasn't as much as degeneracy as it was before.
I agree.
So that's why I think, if you're talking about the next generation, sure. But then that means that's our fault, because we should not allow that shit to happen.
I agree.
To be fair, to be 100%. And our generation, like, mid-20s to mid-30s, or that generation grew up off of a different playing field. Like, it was just different.
Kids only mimic what they see. Period. They only mimic what's around them. If they see nothing but turmoil, what you think is gonna happen. You could be a single parent, or y'all could be happily locked in, right? The end result is, hey, if they sin, single or together, a loving environment, an environment where it's progressive, it's gonna always be beneficial. But if they see nothing but your child has been yelled at, your child isn't being nurtured in no way, shape, or form, your child isn't being uplifted, your child isn't given the opportunity to be creative, being innovative. If they get yelled at all the time and being told, hey, you're doing that, woo, like, it's always pointing the finger. How is that beneficial to the child? Especially if you're in a situation to where it's like cycles repeating itself. Like, hey, if that's how you was brought up, I think you would want to change the perspective of a child that's around you. As an adult, you don't want to see no child being treated a certain type of way, because you'll feel like, damn, I was treated like that. Why, you feel me?
And so, when you look at those numbers in particular, those numbers are drastically different from the two generations prior. They're drastically different in many regards. But I understand what Dr. Umar is saying here, bro. He low-key, high-key spitting. These niggas they playing around with the community,
how the fuck
bro.
Did you stop mid-sentence?
Nah, niggas need to really feel that. These niggas, they need to really feel it, bro.
Yeah.
If this is the role that if you want to play this role, you have to understand this what comes along with it. Everything he's saying is true. If this is a role you really want to play, and as soon as you complain from a leadership perspective about not being an adequate leader, you don't come across as a leader anymore. Just keep it at a being with you, because niggas who lead, they can't. There's no room to complain. Only room for taking criticism and trying to implement that in the real world. That's what it is. So like, you got to just take it on the chin and keep it pushing. I don't understand when men. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Yo, man, as black men, we got to stick together, build together, grow together. I think that should always be the vibe of the conversation. Stop being concerned with other women doing, bro. We're not worried about them, bro. If you really the leader, if you really the man, if you really the provider, if you really supposed to be the one making the decisions for the community, making it better, we talking this shit, bro. We're not talking about no women right now, bro. Man up, nigga.
This nigga's insane.
Yo, am I not spitting?
No, I agree.
Yeah, I know. But see, that's why I fight with you. I know you agree. You agree with me, boy?
All right, tell them what this video is about. This one right here. It's the last Dr. Umar video. This thing is blanking right now. Click that video, man, if you haven't watched it already. Drop a like on this video, man, if you haven't. Otherwise, we will catch you in the next one.